Hey, hello guys.
Hi.
It's good to be here again today. And thank you all for subscribing, for
Thank
commenting. We really
you.
appreciate.
Thank
And
you.
we'll still appreciate if you can turn on the notification button
Bumper.
to ensure that anytime any video comes up, you are notified so that you can come to enjoy some of this rich content that we'll be sharing. Today we want to talk about something very amazing,
Yeah.
something that I practically experienced,
Oh my God.
and
Is that practical?
yeah, because it's going to be an experience sharing more.
Yeah.
I want to look at helping you to understand the deeper life marriage committee process.
Yes, that was what this uncle went
Yeah,
through
because
to marry me.
yeah, I think at the time where we wanted to, I didn't see videos that were trying to
We
talk about
actually
that.
searched for it because
Yeah.
we were confused and we needed to talk to people about it. That okay, so uncle, you went through the process.
Mm.
How did it go?
How did it go?
Come and give us fast
Yeah,
questions.
tell us how this thing works. And me not being from a deeper life church, I attend another church, but I mean, the love of my life attends deeper life. And no matter what I was hearing, that wasn't going to put me down at all. And so I was interested to to push through. And
Yeah.
so we started. I think
I think
okay.
I'll be interjecting. Yeah, I wanted to like first of all do a background. Personally, for me, I had thought I was not going to get married in deal because I have all this bad notion of the marriage committee process is too hard, all of that thing. So when my babe came around and he told me he loved me, all those wooing things. I was like, okay, so I don't think I want to get married in this church. And he was like, your dad is a pastor. He was also a pastor. He had a church he was pastoring. So I think it was coming from the angle of I'm a pastor. I know it's how it's like when you have a daughter. He does not have a daughter. How when you have a daughter that does not follow the tenets of what you believe in and all. So he was actually the one encouraging me that babe we can do this, let's do this, which is supposed to be the other way around. Like I'm supposed to be the one encouraging him to let's go through the process, but it was the one encouraging me that oh babe, let's just do this, we can do this and all. So he actually encouraged me. And okay, for someone like me, I don't like strive or argument with my father. So when he was even telling me that it's something we can do, I just felt that that's good. At least me and my dad will not have quarrel on this marriage issue. And that was how we started, by taking the first step of faith, you can
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. As you said, I had to encourage, and indeed, I got some very good comments and recommendation at the end of the day by the marriage committee for obeying it. So for me, I just believe that doctrines, they are all different in churches, and when you decide to go for anything, just try to obey them.
Obey the
And for me,
doctrines.
I just believe I just do that. I take my wife and I go. After that, nobody's going to force me to come go through the process
That's
again.
true.
So
That's true.
I
That's
just
true.
felt it's just for a while. And if
So
it doesn't break
yeah, so this
me,
video is just
so
out there to encourage you that if we can do it, you can also do it. I don't know whatever your reason is. It might be because your dad is in the church, or you have been a member of the church for so long and you're watching this video trying to understand what it's like and all. This is just an encouragement for you out there that it is actually doable. And
yeah, and yeah, sorry, have a positive mind.
yes,
Forget what people are
all the
saying.
stories,
Yes,
bad
just have a
stories.
positive mind. As much as there are stressful part, there are good part of it,
Yeah, yeah. I think it
so
is the projection. If you already have a bad mindset that you are going to have issues with these people, forget it, you are going to have issues. But if you are going there with an open mind, which was what we did, in the end, if sometimes when me and baby took look at them, well, we did not really have issues with these people. You just the idea is just obeying their rules and then just following their guidance, because they are just there to guide you. So we're going to like do the breakdown of how it went and all the process today?
Yeah. So for the first thing we did, I made my intention known to my wonderful wife here, and of course I knowing from where I came from, I wanted to go meet her parents to get to tell them about my intention, because I felt that was what
The
should
next
be
step.
done, the next
Yeah.
step, since I was serious with her. But I mean, she needed to to let me know that, after a conversation with them, they said the first thing I have to do was to go see the marriage committee. So this is where
My
it's
dad even rejected balancely. What's the word? I tried shipping it in one of our conversations. That, so there's somebody. My dad said he don't want to hear about any somebody that I should go to the marriage committee. So I'm like, Uncle, you cannot meet my parents unless we go through this MC thing, and that was what we did.
Yeah, so she inquired. Normally, if I was a deeper life guide, she wasn't supposed to inquire. I was supposed to be the one that we go see the committee and let them know that there is a sister in the church, and then I'm interested in her.
Yeah.
So, and I must say that in according to the church principle, you are not meant to go see the sister first before coming to see the committee.
Yes, yes.
But you cannot agree with me that things are changing. It's tough to do these days, where
Some people still do it
where
though.
people still
Some
do it.
will, okay, so the normal route is that when you see the will of God, quote and unquote, when you know the person you want to marry, you're supposed to talk to your pastor about it. So when you talk to your pastor, that's your local pastor, he will be able to guide you to, oh, this is how the marriage committee meets, or this is where you're supposed to do. Do you get? So, but some would have maybe have the consent of the sister, which is, I think that is what is happening right now. And then from there you still go to the church. The only thing is that if you have spoken to the sister before, they are going to discipline you for like 3 months, I think, and they will say that you should stop talking to each other. So I guess that idea is just so that they want to know if it is God's will or if it is your will. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if it is your will, if you guys are not in touch for like 3 months, the will might pass away and you might see another will. But
Anyway, as we said, it's an interesting process. Open your mind.
yeah.
Don't bring theology too much into this. All right. So because that's what I did. I tried not to bring theology into it, even though I understood the scripture to some extent. All right. So as she said, so I had to then I had to reach out to them, say, okay, there is this sister and stuff like that. And the first thing they asked me to do, and this is because I was not from the church, as I said earlier, so is to I was told to get a letter from my church. So that was the first thing I had to do. So if you are not from Deeper Life, understand that. And so I had to get a letter of introduction. So I traveled to Lagos, saw my senior pastor, had a conversation with him, so a very nice man. Thanks to Reverend, he was very, very supportive through the
But you even
process.
told him before you even started that MC process.
Yeah, of course. Being my mentor, I had to carry him along
along.
that, hey, I'm interested in this girl, stuff like that.
And his pastor prepared his mind when he said it's a deal. Okay, his pastor said, "Oh, deeper life. That okay, that's no problem, but just know that you're going to go through a tough process before you can get the marriage done." That he knows. He just kind of prepared his mind.
Yeah.
So when he was experiencing all of those tough moments, my babe was not surprised because his pastor already gave him like an insight on how the process is like and all the tough and strict rules that you will have to go through.
Yeah, so I got the letter from my church. I called them initially. I think the number the person I was giving number that I had to talk to was the church maybe church admin or so.
I think
For
secretary.
also. And I said, "Oh, can I send the letter via email?" He said, "No, it has to be a hard letter signed." I was in my mind, like, at this age. But anyway, that is it. So I had to travel down. Collected letter from Lagos. I traveled down to
Do you remember you were asking me that, can you post the letter?
Yeah, I said, can I post the letter? Because I'm feeling that, in this age, things are... But seriously, I don't know how this process might be in some other branches. We are still going to say that this, I think the process differ across
Yeah,
different
and
regions. It
because
depends on who
my
is
own
the
place
committee,
is
yeah,
I
chairman.
don't want to call it village, or so maybe that was why he couldn't post the letter. But
Mm.
when you got there, the guy still interviewed you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So when I took the letter there, I traveled there. I gave a letter to the man. He did an interview for me, a basic interview, because I still had another interview with the panel. So with the marriage committee panel, so he was just, am I born again? Like that. Plenty questions like that.
Where do you
What
work?
do I, where do I work? What do I do? How did I meet her? So you need to prepare your mind and intelligently answer some of these
Questions.
questions. And so I responded, and after some conversation and others, he prayed with me, and then he preached Christ to me too, even in case I've not given my life to
That you
Christ.
need Jesus. As
So
he was seeing you, he said that you need Jesus.
so, but that's what I told him, that I was, okay, he
Saved.
was asking me, oh, church, am I a worker? I said, yeah, that I'm at the verge
Pastoring a church.
leading a youth church in Ibadan. Now, but where that doesn't concern him, because I could be doing that and still yet not be
So he
born
still
again.
preached the
So he
gospel
still
of
read to
Jesus
me as you
Christ to
accept
him.
Christ and others, stuff like that. Um, just prepare your mind. If you are from another church, provided they don't know you there, they don't know your track record there, they will take you more like
A
a
stranger
stranger. So whether if
that
you
wants to
like
come and carry their
be a
daughter.
geo is somewhere where you are, you just have to humble yourself and follow through the process. So I after that, I was later, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, invited by the marriage committee panel. Okay, so I went to see the marriage committee panel. At that time, they didn't
It
invite
was
her.
not 2 weeks, so it was long. That wait was kind of very
Was
long.
longer.
Yeah, the
Maybe
wait was very long
maybe like,
because we were
but I don't
wondering
think
why
it's more
they.
than a month.
No, it's not up to a
It's
month,
not
but
2 months. So that's
because
why I
we
said
were
like three
we were,
weeks
we
or
were thinking
something.
it would be the next meeting that
Hmm.
they would call him, but they didn't. So we were like wondering what is wrong or something. So eventually they called him
They
to
called
come.
me. So
Yeah.
I went there to see them. I traveled from Ibadan then to Jebu-Jesha, to be precise, to go see the MC. Had a conversation with the panel. Maybe the panel was made up of 5, 6, or 7 people or something like that. So they asked me a lot of questions. They wanted to know me. They first of all asked me how did I meet her. So I told them. They asked me, have I told her?
Said
I,
I
I
have.
said I have, that I told her, but after telling her, she now said, okay, before we can move on, we have to go to our church. Our church has a process of how things are being done, and that's why I'm here. So actually, they told me I was not supposed to tell her. I was supposed to come to them. I said, well, I'm not from your church, so I will not know that. The main thing is, when I see a sister that I like, is to just come directly to the committee, because I
Where do
don't,
you even know
where do
that
I know
committee
that a
is?
committee is? So I told them that, please, that I couldn't do that because of this. All right. So I think they kind of pardon me, maybe giving the excuse that I'm not from the church and others. And at least I try to honor, get recommendation letter from my church. My pastor wrote his number there. I don't know if they eventually
You
called
don't know
him.
if they
I
called
didn't
him
follow up
and
with him to
all.
know
Yeah.
what's up, if they called him or so. So, but after much
But that his
interview,
recommendation letter was very strong. Even me, as I was reading, I said, Jesus.
yeah. So, then I was asked questions about my past relationships.
Do you
I've
have
do
children
I have children?
outside?
Have I been married before somewhere?
Lots of
A lot of
questions. I think
questions.
that I think that from a lady's perspective, sorry to interject, the idea for all of this question is just for your own good. In
Mm.
a way, I always say that the MC are there to guide. So there are some questions that even me, I did not even think to ask him. I did not ask you if you have a child
Mm.
outside. I did not. But they are doing all of those work on your behalf just because they want the best for you, and they want just good intentions. So they have good intentions sometimes, but the way they might do it might not really sit down well with you. But just always remember that their intentions are good and very pure. Thank you.
Yeah. So after that day, it was a very long conversation. I think it should be nearly 45 minutes time that they spent with me. After much, maybe they what did they say? Maybe they had some eventually they gave me a form that day, right?
Yeah.
So I think before they can even ascertain the will of God somehow, they have to give me a form and to go and run a blood test.
Um.
So I mean, I didn't open it, but I presume it should be genotype, blood group, HIV, different tests. There
Blood
were so
test.
many like
Yes.
that.
So
And
it's usually in a recommended hospital. Yes.
yes,
So
yes.
you go to the hospital, you do the test, and then you leave.
Mm.
So they have a process whereby the test results will get
Go
back to
to
them
them,
because
yeah.
they already have a relationship with the hospital. I
Hospital,
think
yeah.
the idea is just so that someone does not bring
Fake
a
result.
tailored result
Mm.
to them and all. And the idea is that beyond spirituality, like, okay, you've seen the will of God, let's test if you guys are compatible genotype wise. So you have to be very compatible. That so after that, they now, I think that is my own turn now. They now
Yeah,
invited
they
me to,
invited her.
and they were like, okay, they invited me. That's like another, after some days they called me that and they need to see me at the MC. So I went and so they were now like, okay, so have I prayed for the will of God? What am I doing? Just general question, as if they did not know that someone came for me. So I was just answering that by the grace of God, I'm praying and I'm looking, and there is one brother. It's tall, that can answer. I did not say that. But I had to say that there is one brother. I said, what's his name? I said, I know his name. Oh, his name is Victor Saleh. I know his name very well. So then I said, okay, that well, someone has come and all of that. And no, did they say that? I don't think so. They had asked. Then they now gave me also that blood test to go and conduct it. And the next day I went to the hospital. I tried to do some documentation, but sorry, I lost my phone. I mean, my phone got bad, so I lost all of those files. So I did all the blood test. I don't like blood. Like, I don't like someone tricking me with pins, but I had to do that because of the love I have for this uncle. They said I took my hand and collected blood. This is where they took that day and collected blood. Plenty blood, not plenty, like one syringe filled with blood, and I left. So later we still waited.
Yeah,
We
waited
waited
for a while.
though,
Yeah.
and we were even adding it to prayers that God let them call us. So they now called us like separately that we should come to the MC the same day. So I was like, babe, we are not compatible. Because they not give us the result of
Yes,
our test
yes.
that if we passed though or if we failed though. So I think that day when we now went there, babe was not asking the answer. So what's the result? We did not even see this test result. The pastor now said that you don't worry about it. You don't
No,
have to worry
he
about
said if the result was not good or something, that there would have been no need of calling
calling
us or
us.
something like that. So
Which we did not, it did not really sit down well with us. Like, it's a test. At least there should be like a
yeah,
feedback mechanism
for
of
us,
some
yes.
sort. Like, oh, so this is your test, or you collect your results or something, because we paid for the test and all. So that is by the way. So after that, what happened after that?
Yeah, I think after that, then the whole thing about discussion around starting the courtship came in.
Yes, the
You know,
discussion. They even asked us officially that I think especially because Babe was not a deeper lifer, that we really liked the church to conduct
yeah,
his
no,
wedding.
okay. I think after that, no, they invited us again also, but me, I didn't go. You are the one that went. I went for an official
Field
assignment.
trip, yeah.
So I was telling them that can I join via Zoom?
See that this my babe, he's not serious. When he
So,
comes up with his ideas, I'll just start laughing that you are not
and they were very
serious.
angry that if
There's nothing
you are
like
not doing
Zoom.
Zoom, forget that we are not doing Zoom.
What is
I said,
Zoom?
"Ah, wow."
It's so
So
cool.
so that's it for that. So they invited us back, I wasn't around. She's the one that went. We couldn't start the courtship whole thing that
Yes,
time.
we couldn't. They said that they
I
just going to waste my time. I was so
Yeah, so
angry
I had
because I had
to.
to
Yeah,
travel
it
down.
was
So
when I was available again. Both of us came, and the discussion for that day was to tell us about the courtship stuff.
no. You've forgotten parental consent.
No, now before parental consent, they asked us now if we are interested in
Okay,
moving forward. It
yes.
was that day
It
that
was
we now
that
start
day
agreeing on
that
parental consent. So they now asked us, do we really want to continue with this process? The deeper lifestyle. There is no cake. There is
they
no.
gave him all the
They gave me all
breakdown.
the breakdown. There is no cake.
There's no
They take charge of the like both the reception,
the
the
trad.
trad. They are the one that will coordinate it. They are the one that we do the planning. The church service is handled by them, facilitated fully by them. It's not nothing to do with my own church people. They shall gave me a lot of those rules too, like that, how it's been done.
And I like that.
And
I like what they did so that you know exactly
mm,
what you're getting into before you commit yourself
you
to it.
commit
So
yourself.
it was we were like we're fine with it, we're okay with it. So afterwards they now talked about doing the parental consent. So we were thinking that okay, since it's a parental consent, that why don't we his parents come meet my parents, we just do everything together like that in one day, and they will meet each other, they will meet me, they will meet him, that kind of thing. They
Yeah.
said no, that it's not like that. It has to be him, I taking him to my parents, then him taking me to his parents, which was what we did.
Yeah, which was what we did. And so we agreed on a date. The marriage committee members, one or two of them, they will choose a representative at
To
least that
come.
has to be there. The person is the one that will coordinate the entire process also in both family end. So a date was chosen. She spoke to her parent. I was not meant to go with my parents. They said I should just come with
With his
just a
friends,
friend,
yeah.
a friend. I wanted to bring more than a friend, but I decided to follow
I
their rule.
remember.
And then of course I was okay. You remember
I
some?
remember something I did. So you know that during the PC, babe was supposed to bring babe was supposed to bring a basket now of gifts. And I told him that basket is very important. Oh, very important. I said, okay. And I went to ShopRite and I did video call to me that okay, so babe, what am I supposed to buy? Me, and I chose all the things that I like.
And those times, you are not supposed to be doing video call with me. During that time, you are not even supposed to be talking to me as if you know me, because they are still trying to ascertain the will of God. Anyway, but guys, you understand. So that's sometimes some of these things, but
So I just enjoyed that PC area because when I was going back to my house, I carried most of the things he brought. I carried it to my house.
So I did a hamper. I think
Yes, hamper.
maybe about 20K or 21K
You
or so
actually
was
spent
what
a
I
lot of
spent.
money.
was what I spent to tell them that I'm capable. You understand? So
Mr.
I took
Capable.
a friend of mine, then Falegon.
Yes,
I just spoke to him because he is at Ibadan. I just say, okay, guy, so we planned it. We drove down together to her parents' house, and then we eventually got there, and we met her parents.
We were welcomed with
yeah,
open arms.
yeah, we are
I'll add the
welcome.
link of we have
Yeah,
a
so
video
yeah, we
of
did
that her
a parent.
PC.
Yeah,
So I'll add the
we
link.
did PC there. So maybe you can watch to also see how the woman was taking us through the whole thing. So I mean, we started opening prayer and other stuff. Then eventually they asked you first, right?
Yes, and then so when we after the PC, the parents were given a letter from the church that they have to sign that I consent to my daughter going out, or I don't know the word, getting married.
Yeah, there's a form the parents will fill to show their consent. Yes.
So after that, we went to your house.
Yeah.
We did the same. His mom welcomed me with open arms and got gifts for me. I was so happy. She was hugging me. I was feeling at home already. So I already know that this is the uncle I am getting married to. There's no Question mark. So after the peace, so a member of the marriage committee too came around to
Yes.
supervise that. I think it's good because we did not have to think about how the ceremony will go. They just handled everything, prayers,
Yeah, then a few of my
everything
family members were
came around. Your
there.
family members really came for that one.
More
We
than,
we did
yeah.
not really invite our family member because it's a parental consent thing, and we know how the church is like. But
Yeah,
his
I
own
told my
family
people,
wanted to
but
make it a
yeah, they
big
were making it
ceremony.
a case.
Yeah,
Like
they
they
wanted to
were
make
seeing
it
it more like an introduction
yeah,
or
so they
something.
wanted to make
But
it a very big. So they really came around, and we had a nice time. I had rice and chicken that day, to the glory of God. So after that, we went back. So they also sent that same form, right? So after that, we went back to the MC, the next meeting date,
yes,
and what happened? Gave them the letter, and also they were like, okay, we are ready to start
starts.
the courtship process, and they gave us the house of the person in the town that will be doing it. So it has to be a neutral place that you will meet.
Yeah,
It has to be a neutral place, a family that you meet. So from there, we're trying to speed up because of time. So from there,
yeah. Okay, let me just take it up from there. Then,
okay,
they gave us a house, so you are not meant to be doing it inside the church or in your house or something. We
or
have
a
a family we
restaurant.
are attached to, so we went. We have to go there, and we are given a manual that has all the topics that we should be discussing. The courtship process is meant to last for 6 months. All
Yes,
right, for
yes,
6 months.
yes.
So they have a way of splitting the topics. They ensure that we finish it between 4 to 5 months,
So
so
that
that
you
at least
use
we can
one
have
month
like 1 month to
to
see
plan
them,
your
plan the
wedding
wedding, go back
before
and
you
forth.
now
Yeah. So
before
if
you
you are ready at the 6th month that you are ending it, you can actually do your wedding.
wedding
But remember,
ceremony.
I said this MC process, what I've noticed is that the whole process too is yeah, all the processes are the same, but how the thing
Good.
plays out is a bit different from different region. It
Eh,
depends on the people
I
that are
think
actually involved.
personality
Yeah.
too is part of. That's why even for there, some clothes that a bride will use here, if you go to another place,
They won't
they
allow
won't
it.
allow it. Like my wedding dress now, it is prayers. I packed it up with prayers, and to the glory of God, I was able to use that dress. Even though my friends were telling me that they will not accept it, I should have said I did not make it too long. I should have tried to follow all the rules, and to the glory of God. So we want to talk about the things that we talked about during
Yeah,
our courtship.
we
We
just
just do
mentioned
like a
them. Yeah,
bullet
just so
point.
that we'll finish up the rest of the. So we did something around my dear wife,
Yes,
my dear husband.
yes.
Talk about extended family and in-laws.
In-laws, when should they visit?
Yeah.
How what relationship do you want to have with your in-laws and all of that? We talked about finances in in the home,
Yeah.
like it's basically all the discussions that we are supposed to have before marriage. How do we want to keep our money? Is it joint account? Do we want to save? How do we want to save? Finances.
Yeah, then career and future plans, like what you intend to do in the future. So
Yeah. Do you
we
want to do
spoke that.
masters? Do you want to go back to school? When you are back in school, how will you be taking care of the family? Those
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Then communication is also another
How
thing.
do you want to be communicating your marriage?
Yes. Yeah,
We talked
settling
about that.
conflict, what some
Do
of the
you want
things.
to invite an outsider to settle your
The
conflict, or
conflict.
you want to be settling your conflict by yourself? Do you who want to like, for example, if you are fighting, how do you end it? We made a promise that we won't go to bed angry with each other. So whatever quarrel it is that is happening that day, we have to settle it before we go to bed. Then we talked about spiritual commitment slash devotion, like what are the spiritual commitment that you have? Do you feel the call of God on your head? It will affect the other partner if you have a call that you have to work with. So we talked about that. Then how do we do our devotion, personal family devotion? just the idea is just that you are planning for
Marriage,
marriage,
yeah.
and then we did other practical marriage plans. So this is how it works. Both of you have a jotter. So as you are discussing, you'll be writing
Your
it down,
point.
your point down, but you have the leaflets to guide you. So before your meeting date, you're supposed to write your own view about that particular topic,
Then you
right?
bring it to
Then when
the
you bring it, you talk about it. So as you are like, if I'm talking about what I wrote, my husband will be jotting it down, and then when he is talking about what he wrote, I will be jotting it down, so that it will be a point of reference for both of us. And then we would later now go to the MC and tell them, oh, this is what we talked about, and then they will now give their own advice. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but they will share. Their own major aim is to guide. Do you get? The only thing we did not talk about during courtship was sex. To the glory of God, we didn't. So I think that personally, from my own point of view, I think that the church is trying, but you can add more to your marriage, like beyond all of this um um courtship guide that you have. You can have like a personal mentor in your relationship that you talk to about, so that you can be more practical, because the MC is not as practical as we would have wanted them to be. But then we had someone that was guiding us, like a mentor that was asking us questions. There was a time that he even asked us one question that I was not happy with you, just because the truth was too hard or bitter. Do you get that kind of
yeah.
thing? But it helped us like prepare us practically for marriage and what to expect. And yeah, so after that we started the marriage process. After we've done
Yeah,
the
let me just come in. So
okay.
after we are done with all the whole courtship teachings and all that, at the last meeting of our courtship teaching, they had to ask us, when do you want to get
Get
ready?
married.
And we told them we were already looking at October at that time. So we had to tell them, and they said, "Ah, okay, it's already closer by." They emphasized again, do we want them to conduct this marriage for us? They had to tell us their rules, especially telling me, based on the fact that I was from, from another church. Then
Yes.
they did a last interview
Interview
for
for
us.
us.
Yeah,
Yes,
they did
they
an
did an
interview
interview for us.
before.
And then what else? After the interview, we now still did another pastor's interview. We had a meeting with the pastor. We had a meeting too with the pastor before we started our courtship, remember?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
We didn't
yes.
talk
we
about
we
that.
did not talk
We
about
met
that.
with the arrow,
Yes, we
yeah,
had
of
to
the
meet with the
region.
region
Yeah,
of ourselves even before
eventually
we
before we
started the
started.
courtship.
Yeah, and
Then
when we are done,
before we got married, we still had a meeting with
with
the
him.
pastor. So after that, we now, me, because I'd already targeted that we are going to get married in October, I've been doing the preparation underneath. Do you get? So that it's not catch you unawares. I was already working on my wedding dress, working on the traditional outfit. So the next meeting, once they approve our date like this, the next meeting, I brought all the dresses that we are going to use for the, and to the, me, I didn't even, I was very decent. My child was turtleneck, and the hand was way big, so my outfits were very decent, because I don't want anybody to reject my outfit, and I'm a naturally decent, modest girl. So it was approved, my dresses were approved. They even checked for his own agbada too. We were so angry because those things were heavy and it needed transporting, but they said no, they have to check. So we brought them. Then after that, it was the wedding day.
Okay, yeah. So, thank you, babe. And so as she said, interviews we did. I just needed to emphasize that we did interview across different stages. So when we were done with the courtship, the MC had to interview us, and I had to mention that they are interested in, did you sleep with one another? Did you kiss? Did you hug?
Yeah,
They
they
want
have
to
to
know what happened.
happen during the
And I
relationship.
think that will determine if they want to continue with the marriage process with you. If they feel
Yeah.
that you guys did certain things that weren't right during that time, they can actually cancel the whole marriage thing. So certain interviews were done. They asked me questions too about my tribe. Maybe, I'm not a Yoruba boy too, so maybe they are not familiar with the culture. They also asked me, I did taboos in my tribe, I did this in my tribe, several things like that. That was last interview. They have a manual, they don't give it out, but they have a manual that they use to ask you those interviews. About 3 pages also, the one they use for me.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know what
Yeah,
they
they
did
asked
for
me.
her, but
Oh, they
yeah,
asked. I think it's a manual, like you said.
yeah.
If I was menstruating, if I had committed abortion, if I had had sex before, I think they just it's there were a lot of questions. I was sure saying no, no,
Yeah.
no to most of them. And then what else happened? Sorry, I'm trying to remember
Okay, let
the
me just
process.
help you so
Okay.
that so as we are done with that particular process, and then the date that we choose, they had to get in touch with the RO, and then we have to follow the committee chairman to know if the date has
Had
been
been
approved.
approved,
So
yeah.
the date was approved, and we continue with the process. As she said, we brought the clothes for them to
And we
view.
mentioned that we are not doing reception. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they asked us and we didn't. We had personal reasons for
Why we
that,
did not want
why
to
we
do
did
that.
not want to. Apart from the rules, they told us on how the engagement was going to, how the reception was going to go. It shouldn't be more than 1 hour. I think 1 hour, 30 minutes was what they give. The draft or the order of program, the style. For me personally, I just felt I was just going to throw money into the air, and then we had traveling plans. So I felt that if we are going to spend that much on something that we are really not going to really, really
Enjoy.
enjoy, I do not see the need of it. So we just canceled that. And I forgot to tell you that they gave me list. They are the one that will get the list from her
Oh
family.
yes, yes, yes,
So
yes,
they
yes.
got that immediately after the parental consent, after we have done the two parental consent. So
And they
the
gave
list
him the
was
list.
requested. So they gave me the list, and they emphasized that I must buy what is there. But they have so much power, they cancel like one or two. One was the goat. They canceled the goat. That what are they bringing it for?
Good.
So they bring Christianity in certain way into it, and believe that certain family stuff, if they don't believe in what is there, they talk to the family and see how
Then they
to
cancel it.
see how
So
to cancel it. So I think that's it. Then they told us to come for rehearsal. So
that's a week before, like the week of the wedding,
Hmm.
we had to go for rehearsal, but we couldn't go because we were both busy at work. So we had to shift it to
Yeah,
Wednesday.
the Wednesday of the
Yes.
week or so. I literally left Ibadan on Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday that we did that thing?
I think Wednesday or
Or
Thursday,
Thursday?
yeah.
One, it either it shared that particular week. Then that was when they said my baby should cut his hair.
Yeah, so a day before the wedding or so. No, yeah, it was on Thursday we did it. So went there to see them on Thursday. No one, they had to ask me which hotel am I lodged. They need to be ensured that myself and her is not lodged in the same hotel. All right. So we did rehearsal. The rehearsal is just to show you what you're supposed to do, how
On
you are
that
supposed
day,
to
yeah.
respond on that day, and stuff like that. So after the whole rehearsal process, they had to tell me that my hair needs to, my hair was just like the way it is, and they said, "Oh no, it's not glorifying God
It's
and
not
stuff.
bringing glory
Glory to
to
God, you can't
God.
draw souls to
Has to
heaven."
cut
So
it off.
I was angry, very angry,
Babe
but
was very
I just looked
angry,
at it that
and
it's
there
just
was
a day
nothing I
to,
could do.
yeah.
I was
So I was
just
very,
going.
very angry, like I was like, my hair is not
No,
that
no,
bad,
the thing is that that you actually leveled the air.
Yeah,
Like
I
he
still
knew that
tried,
because he was
yes.
coming to deal now, he
Mm.
had already tried to make adjustments for the air. So they now said no. So it was like literally like really nothing. It's not this eye. It was
Yeah.
still. He actually keeps his hair very higher than this. So when they said they should cut it, me, I did not even say anything. I just told him that I should leave it, that when we get there on Saturday, we'll sort it out. But Babe is he follows the rule. Abi, he's a very, I don't know how to explain it sharp, but he does not like breaking laws. So he was like, babe, since we already said we want to do this, let's just cut the hair and all. And then they still were talking about his mustache, that he has to remove it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, there are even several deeper level weddings that they've done with mustache on. Just leave my baby alone. But
Yeah, so I had
that,
to, yeah, I had to just play by those rules. We after the interview, the rehearsal, we got that set to. Then we had a final section with the arrow, and she had a section with the
with
arrow's
Tiara's
wife.
wife.
So a question still around: did we sleep with each other? Did we hug? Did we kiss? You know, a
No,
lot
they
of
didn't ask
interview.
me
Oh,
question.
where
No.
he asked me. So
It
those
was
were
just, it
questions.
was just, and the pastor's wife advised me that I should be a good, why do I keep forgetting that I should be a good ambassador of the church out there, because I'm going to get married to someone that is not a pastor, no, that is not a DL member. I should always live a life of holiness and purity. I should give my husband anytime he wants. I should be a, me, I was even in my head, I'm like, what am I giving you? somebody that somebody that they say that even we cannot hold hands during the rehearsal, you're not telling me that I should give him something.
Yeah,
So
it's a
it's,
day to the
what am I
wedding.
giving
So, well,
him?
so the same way he had to also ask me about sex and stuff, and just spoke briefly about it. About
Okay, so
yeah,
that's,
maybe just
so I
want to
think it
me. He
is
just,
that one day to the wedding
yes,
that
that
they
they
will
try to chip
fit
in,
in a
say,
little
the whole
bit
sex thing
about
in,
sex. Yeah.
you know. So that's it. And they, of course, they coordinated the trad. You know, everything was coordinated by them. In fact, they get their own alaga. Like, you know, you don't
Yeah,
bring.
it's
Me,
the
I was expecting,
church.
oh, I get alaga, you bring drum. You know, they say no, no, no.
No.
So they do their. I said I should not worry. That is in their own hands. So they brought the alaga, did everything. The Sunday service too was also
Saturday.
yeah, Saturday, I mean, was also facilitated by them all through the process. Then we also not to forget that for deeper life, when it's time that maybe 3 weeks or 1 month to the wedding, they will tell you to go to court to do a
Yeah, to,
notification in
yeah,
court. So
it's
you might
because they
not
will
need
post
to,
it. They will post it in
yeah,
the church
yeah,
notice
what you
board
just
that you
do
want
is
to get married.
notification just to
Not
notify the court,
necessarily the
not do the,
marriage
yeah,
itself, but some do the marriage. Whatever rocks your boat, but
yeah,
it is church
church
notification they have.
process, yeah.
So I think that's all about the marriage committee. If you have questions, you can just drop it in the comment box. If it's too much, we might do another video on this marriage process. But if it's not, we will just answer it. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you get notified whenever we post any of our videos. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
watching.
thank you. So it's in summary for me, it's a good process. You know, of course, it has some little thing there and there, but go through. Just understand that one region is not the same with other.
Yeah.
Understand what works with the region. Understand the personalities involved also in the
And
committee.
pray.
Pray,
There's
yeah, and
there's
have,
nothing prayers
yeah. So we
cannot
pray
do. So if
about.
you use prayers to first of all like solve the all your problems before you get there, you just see that God will just make
Yeah,
all the parts very
and
smooth.
manage them with wisdom. Wisdom is profitable
Pray.
to direct. Yeah.
So prayers, and then wisdom, and then don't strive. If they see
Yeah,
you as
an
God,
aggressive
why
person.
did I forget this thing? If they see you as an aggressive person, they are going to treat you that way. And then you're dressing when you're going there. Like my husband, he used to have all these tight jeans and skinny jeans like this. I told him, Uncle, you cannot wear jeans to MCO. That you he had to go and buy all this trad, and so fine trad that if you see him, you see that this person is a responsible human being. So he
Yeah.
was wearing his trad and going there. So automatically, you know that you commanded their respect. Like even though he was not a member of the church, they already had that, oh, this guy is a responsible or human being. And also they did not treat him like trash in any way, like in any way. It is even me that they're saying, you know, you're not serious, you know, that kind of thing, that they were
And I
even
try to
complaining.
bring
They
all
complained
the,
about my clothes
yeah,
once,
of
that
course.
my dress was short. So babe, so and that time that I wanted to go, babe was like, don't wear that short dress to the place again. I said, yes, sir. So your dressing, your compartments, and prayers. Yes.
Yeah, so that is it. We wish you all the best.
All
If
the
you are
best in
looking
your
at
process.
marrying a deeper
Can
life
invite us,
babe,
we'll join via Zoom.
or possibly both of you are, and wish you all the, but that's just the entire run through of the process. And then things might adjust gradually as you move on. But as you said, just pray, just handle them with wisdom. Just know that everything is for your good, and
Yeah.
we wish you all the best, and take care.
Cheers.
All right, bye.
Bye.